Need for Speed Payback, the review of the IGN review, which, as you know by now, was rated around 5.9 if I'm not mistaken. Now, I believe when you do a review, you got to focus on negatives and positives. If you're going to find a negative, you got to make damn sure that you're being as transparent with that negative as possible. It's very easy to sway people's minds by not painting a clear enough picture. So, towards the beginning of the review, he started off by hailing Need for Speed 2015, saying how good it was and how it really encaptured the feel of Underground 1 and Underground 2. Then he goes on to say that Need for Speed Payback takes a step back. The only thing it had in common with the Underground series was the fact that there was a bit of a focus on customization and it was nighttime consistently. That was it really, not much. Need for Speed Payback has done an even better job of taking elements from previous Need for Speed games. It's brought previous characters back like Aki Kimura, it's brought previous factions back, it's got deeper levels of customization, it's even got the roaming races that you find in the Underground series. I put out a video not too long ago and people that watched that video straight away could see that it took elements from Carbon, it's taken elements from Pro Street, it's taken elements from The Run as well as the Underground series. In terms of encapsulating, is that even a word? I don't even know. But in terms of piecing together all the elements of what made the Need for Speed series good in the first place, Payback has done it better than pretty much any other Need for Speed game there has been. Again, this doesn't make it a perfect game. This doesn't even make it a great game. But in terms of that pure comparison there, it's done better than 2015. Moving forward, he then went on to say that 2015 looked prettier. Since when did something in pure darkness look pretty? Let me explain something that happened to me a few years ago. I went to a house party. In the house party, I got a little bit tipsy and I was dancing with this chick. And what happened was, we may have, kissed. I may have planted a smacker on her face and pretty much the rest is history. Anyway, it was in the dark and I thought, you know what, she's alright. Then what happened was 2 days later, I was walking down my road and this girl came up to me and she looked at me as I was walking and I thought, who are you? Continued walking and as I walked away, all I heard was, oh what, so you're just going to walk on by and act like you don't recognise me now? I'm thinking, So I ran to go look at her. I'm like, sorry? She said, oh, so you recognise me when you're kissing me? I'm like, huh? Looked at her and realised that she didn't look as attractive in the broad daylight as she did in the darkness. Yeah. No disrespect to her, but I gotta be truthful about these things. The point that I'm getting at is, do you realise how easy it is to make a game look good with low ambient lighting? It's not hard. It's not hard at all. I'm not a games developer. I don't make games, but even I know that if you've got low ambient lighting, it's gonna hide a lot of assets. It's gonna hide a lot of the textures and things like that. You get away with putting less detail in so you can compensate for that by adding more detail onto the actual cars itself. I know this. Even with that being said, I'm sorry, the game was shot at night time and it was always raining. It doesn't even rain that often here in London, and London is renowned for rain. Need for Speed Payback has a full day and night cycle. It's got a desert section. Not only that, but it's got a downtown city, a proper city with twists and turns and all sorts of different things incorporated like a casino. It's even got industrial parts where you can actually fly off ramps and go through those big industrial tubes that they use to throw cement through and things like that. It's got indoor car parks. There's a desert section with plumes and plumes and plumes of dust that gets kicked up when you power slide. There are human beings in the world. Not many of them, but they're still human beings in the actual world itself who actually interact when you actually try to kill them to death and run them down. I found this out. You can see the cars in full Technicolor. You can appreciate their beauty even more than you could in 2015. Do you know why? Because the game is lit up. He then went on to talk about the bad dialogue. Now, this is subjective, I admit. It's somewhat subjective. In my review, I basically praised it. I said that I enjoyed the relationship between characters. I never actually, in fact, you know what? I never actually said I liked the dialogue. I said that I enjoyed the relationship between characters. I admit the dialogue is not great. It's not. Mainly because Tyler has no personality whatsoever. But Mac is charismatic, brash. He's a loudmouth. He's a typical East London Hackney boy, just like me. Jessica, she's got attitude, she's feisty, she's bold, she's courageous. These are characters with distinct personalities who serve different purposes based on their talents. The dialogue isn't great, but then again, Need for Speed has never had great dialogue. It's an action-based racer, okay? Action-based racer. Let's transfer this into movies. When you think about movies and you think about screenplays with substance, with deep meaning, you're talking about documentaries, you're talking about bioflicks, biographies, things like that. Things that are written from usually a real standpoint or a heartfelt standpoint. Action movies don't do that. They never have done and they're not supposed to. So why would you expect an action racer to be like that? It's all about being fit for purpose. Fit for its purpose is what it is. If you want something with deep substance, go and pick up a book from Shakespeare. Go and do that. Go and read Hamlet. Go and read Romeo and Juliet. Go on, read it. When you judge something, you've got to judge it for what it is. If I buy a pair of shoes today and then I decide to go down the park and play a game of football, and I'm talking proper football, yeah, not American football, I'm talking British football, it's not called soccer. But yeah, if I use those same shoes for a game of football and those shoes fall apart, they scratch, they scar, the leather starts to peel, the seams start to rip open. Only a strange and someone of a worrying mindset could turn around and say these shoes are crap when it comes to using them for football. Newsflash, douchebags, they weren't made for football. Just like Need for Speed Payback was not made to be a game that takes itself seriously. It's all about the action, it's all about the adventure, the central focus is the cars. Please, let's not take it away from what it's supposed to be. Right, he then starts to talk about what he perceives to be over-aggressive AI. In 2015, people were complaining that the cops were too easy. People complained it was too easy to get away from the cops. There was hardly any challenge whatsoever, especially if you're using one of the overpowered cars. The same was also said about some of the actual AI races within the world that you take on. So to compensate for this, they've made it more difficult, and rightly so, Good on them. This is street racing. This ain't track racing. People do whatever they want, win at all costs. The Vince McMahon way of doing things, win at all costs. When I play Need for Speed, I expect the AI to try and hit the back of my car so I spin around. Obviously not regularly, but once in a while, I expect that to happen. It's an action movie that I'm playing. We ain't here playing no Formula 1. We ain't playing no IndyCar. Tougher AI does not equal over-aggressive AI. It's feisty AI with a personality that's doing everything it can to stop you. The game is called Payback, damn it. It's called Payback. It's not called Buttercup Fairies and Pink Elephants. It's called Payback. It's about Ravenga. Hey Holmes, you got a problem with me, Holmes? Eh? You got a problem? I kill you. That's what we're playing here. That's what we're dealing with. Right, customization. He had a problem with the fact that all the customizable parts were locked at the start of the game, and it feels like a chore having to go out into the open world and having to go and do all these challenges and tasks just to be able to change your bumper and your exhaust and your Listen, yeah, I will be the first person to tell you that my driving ability sucks. On a good day, on my best day, my ability on Need for Speed is average. You guys have seen that. You guys that have been watching my playthrough series, you've seen it. You know that I'm someone who just likes playing for the fun of it. I'm not someone who's I'm not a GTA wise guy who's a master at drifting. Likewise, I'm not gonna put up a video of the quickest way to upshift in a drag race and things like that because I'm just not good enough. I play just for the excitement. I play because I just like cars. But even with my low level of ability, I managed to unlock all but one customizable piece within the first 2 hours of playing the game. Why? Because as you drive from mission to mission, which is what you have to do, you have to drive from mission to mission. If you haven't discovered the fast travel point near that mission, you end up incorporating and coming across these challenges as you go along. So you're not really going out of your way, if that makes sense. It's not a big thing. Honestly, it's not that deep. It's not that deep, man. For real, it's not. Moving on, the last part, speed cards and microtransactions. So I think for me, this is the part of the review that really, I'm not even going to say angered me. I'm going to say it saddened me. It saddened me. It really did. And the reason why it did that was because he basically went on to talk about the fact that there's a whole gambling field whereby you've got slot machines and stuff like that. And he was right. He wasn't lying. He was correct. But he missed out a key element, a key and fundamental point, which is equally as important to share with people, and it's the fact that the game has now got tuning shops dotted all over the map. Guess what happens when you go? Do you know what happens when you go to a shop? You have the opportunity to buy an item with in-game cash. You know, that same sort of system that you had in other Need for Speed games where you decide to buy an engine or an upgraded muffler or something like that and you use in-game cash, not the money that's actually in your real life bank account. Yeah, guess what? You can do the same thing in Payback. You're not always going to find the part that you want in there, but the point is you've got a much higher chance of getting exactly what it is that you want from the tuner, because you get a choice of various different cards, and if the part you see isn't there, so if the block, the brakes, the NOS, whatever you see, if it's not what you want, the shops refresh every half an hour with new cards. Also, not only that, but as you play throughout the game, you collect shipments, as you would know already if you've got the game. You get these things called shipments. When you actually open up your shipment, what the game does is it provides you with speed card tokens. Those speed card tokens give you free slot, they give you free goes at the slot machine. So you don't have to put your hand in your pocket. You don't need to put your hand in your pocket and buy microtransactions. There are various ways upon which you can actually go through the game without having to spend money. It will take you longer, and rightly so. You wanted a game that had progression, you wanted a game that had longevity, they're giving it to you. Sort yourself out, fella. The real issue that I've got here is not even Need for Speed Payback, it's the fact that you're not reviewing things deeply enough. This could have been Star Wars Battlefront, this could have been the new Call of Duty, this could have been any type of game. I would have been equally as angry. Gotta be transparent and clear, man. I understand that the way IGN do things, they try to do like 5 or 6 minute reviews and stuff like that, but you got to find the right balance, man. You've got to find the right balance, because at the end of the day, you are the leading authority. You are the leading authority when it comes to game reviews. With a big following comes big responsibilities, man. Listen, let me explain something to you guys here. IKEA. Did you know they sell pizza in IKEA? They sell pizza in IKEA. Did you know that? Okay, cool. IKEA is a multi-billion pound, or $billion, I should say, company. They are a force to be reckoned with. Do you know who else sells pizza? That little tiny Italian restaurant at the end of your road. I'm not talking about Pizza Hut. I ain't talking about Papa John's or Domino's. I'm talking about that little tiny restaurant on the corner of the road where grandma's in the back flipping the dough. Grandpa's out the front getting the wine ready. The grandchildren are playing out the back. The eldest son is picking fresh tomatoes. The youngest daughter's chopping up the herbs. A family-run restaurant, traditional Italian pizza. Do you know where I'm gonna go and get my pizza from? I ain't going to IKEA to get the pizza. I'm going to that traditional, authentic restaurant. I want the Mamma Mia. That's what I want. I want the realest. Did you know places like Walmart and Asda's are now selling Jamaican patties? My brethren runs a Jamaican shop just down the road. She struggles to make ends meet, but you know what? She's Jamaican. If I want a Jamaican patty, I'm going to her because I want the real blood clot, not some freaking processed plastic crap with colouring and preservatives. If you want to get a review for a particular type of game, do yourself a favour and go to the people who really are about that life. When it comes to racing, when it comes to car-based content, go and check out Slap Train, go check out AR12, Black Panther, Don Juan Song, EK Panda 458, Straight Up Hippo, JVY Pennant, LP Ripper 24. Oh, the list is endless. It's bloody endless. Even me, because we are racing YouTubers. We will give you a better understanding, a better review about all the little bits and pieces, all the nuggets, the golden nuggets of information that a 4.5, 5, 6, 7 minute rushed review is going to give you. Come and get that real authentic cocaine mine from us. We be supplying out here, you know? But those of you that have played Need for Speed Payback now, those of you that own the game, those of you that have been playing since EA Access, or those of you that have only just got it, tell me what you think of IGN's review. The game is flawed. No cops in free roam. I've discussed that already. No proper support for free roaming multiplayer yet. I've discussed that already. It is not a perfect game, but it does a lot of things right. 5.9. Really? Let me know in the comments what you think about that score. Am I bugging? Am I bugging? Is it just me? Am I bugging, really? Because I'll happily stand alone on this one. I will happily be John Connor running away from all you Terminators and be the only one that puts my grapefruits on the line, saying that this is still a good game. In fact, better yet, join my Discord server. join my Discord server and we'll discuss it inside there as well. Link will be in the comment section. If it's your first one around here, I wish you a Bourne welcome. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, swing the damn hell out of the notification bell so you know when the next episode drops. I will be dropping my next Need for Speed Payback video probably at some point over the weekend. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll see you when the next video comes out. Take it easy, please.